To the ones that are joining online, God richly bless you. It's good to have all of us together in the house of God. We will start out where we left off, I think, last week, which was our third lesson in this wonderful book. I think we got through verses 1 through 11. And tonight we're going to pick up with verse number 12. And I hope that we get through verse number 24 tonight. But verse number 12 we're going to stay on a long time, because I've just feel it in my spirit and have felt it all day today. Verse number 12 is a wonderful verse, as is all of the chapter. I won't back up and repeat anything, because I think this is a very familiar chapter, and all of you here are seasoned Bible readers and Christians, so you probably have read Joshua, the book of Joshua, several times, but for sure the first 3 or 4 chapters. This is Rahab speaking to the 2 spies. Remember, the 2 spies went into the land and they came to Rahab's house. We dealt with that last Wednesday night. She tells them, I believe there is a God. I know He's real. I know He's with you. And our hearts have failed us when we just heard all the things that you have accomplished through God. And so she is a believer in heart. She understands that they are anointed spies, anointed people. And in her telling them that, she says in verse number 12, now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness. Everybody say kindness. Since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token. So she's basically saying, because I took you into my home, because I hid you from the people of the city, because I have protected you, then I want something in return. What I gave you was kindness from me, but now I'm wanting kindness from you. This word kindness comes from the Hebrew word hazed, which is a word that is for God's covenant loyalty and God's love for His people. It means mercy. It means kindness. When it crosses over in the divine, because this word actually can be both humanity and divinity, can be both human and God. So when this word crosses over into God's world, then it turns into loving kindness. So here, the first kindness, which is her kindness, is used in a general sense of hospitality. Since I have shown you kindness, since I have showed you hospitality, then you show me also kindness, loving kindness from God, or mercy. She is sort of like this. She is giving what she can to get what she can't. She's giving what she can to get what only God can give. You know, that's just a huge biblical principle. You always get more from God than you give God. Everybody understands that. You always get more from God than what you actually give God. So this morning early, as I began to restudy and go back over this story that we're about to pick up, I couldn't get away from it, thinking of this biblical principle and thinking about the words of Rahab when she said, I've shown you kindness, that you will also show kindness to my father's house and give me a true token. And the story that came to my mind was John chapter 6, verses 1 through 13. I say this often. This is, again, one of my very favorite stories. I have a lot of favorite stories. This is one of them. John 6:1. After these things, Jesus went over the Sea of Galilee, which is in the Sea of Tiberias. And a great multitude followed him. We're coming back now to Joshua, but we're going to detour just a little bit. A great multitude followed him because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples, and the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was nigh. When Jesus then lifted up his eyes, he saw a great company come unto him. He saith unto Philip, Whence shall we buy bread that these may eat? And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of his disciples,